Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
National interest this week goes on an off-the-track beat. Because it's a Diwali Bhai Dooj weekend, it gives us a pretty good excuse to take a break from our usual fare, which is boring, hard politics, and watch some movies instead. And as we watch these movies, we also do some navel gazing, as in turning the spotlight upon ourselves, taking an introspective view of our profession, which is journalism. So today's editor say, where is the nut graph? What is the sum of your argument? Don't spend so much time clearing your throat or setting the tanpura. So here it is. How Bollywood and popular culture look at journalists has changed over the decades. From the quintessential good guy in the 50s and 60s who beat the crooks or outsmarted them and also got the girl in the 1950s to a crook, manipulator, conspirator, cynical TRP hunter, if not an outright idiot and a joker now. What brought about this change and why? It is widely acknowledged that Hindi cinema is usually the first to sniff the popular mood and social change. I bet it happens in other languages also, but my skills or my ability is confined to Hindi, so I'm talking about only Hindi. That is why the cinema of the 1950s was so socialist, cinemas of the 1970s was angry, 70s and 80s was angry and populist, and post-reforms, it's been a breathless, urbanized celebration of the riches. This thought process was also triggered during the long months of the lockdown when two things happened to us. One, we bought our first smart TV, and second, we learned to use OTT platforms. Among the first things we did was, besides tracking the usual tele-series, was to go back to the classics, Hindi cinema classics of the 1950s and 60s, which either we had never seen or if we had seen as children, we had zero recollection, or maybe we were so small that we never understood those. कभी समझ ही नहीं आया होगा, इतने छोटे थे हम लोग. The selection was made sort of serendipitously, thinking about the most enduringly popular songs of that period, and songs that multiple generations have been humming, and our own fondness for certain stars from that period. So first, therefore, was Raj Khosla's film Kala Pani, released in 1958. Two unforgettable songs from it, Hum Bekhudi Mein Tumko Pukare Chale Gaye and Acha Ji Main Hari Chali Maan Jao Na, triggered the thought that we should watch that film first. The hero, Devanand, is a journalist in search for evidence to redeem his father, who's been falsely convicted in the murder of a courtesan in Hyderabad. So he lands up in Hyderabad from Mumbai to investigate the truth about his father's case. And he lands up where? But he lands up in the local newspaper's office in Hyderabad to look at old files, newspaper clippings. And very conveniently, Madhubala, the leading lady of the film also, is a reporter in the same film. Now the two reporters get together and they fight the good fight and they win in the end after a twisted plot. Journalistically, the way the story ends, the film ends, is a double delight. So Madhubala is also a reporter, so both reporters win in the end. They win against evil, get the father freed, they also win each other. Happy ending. Devanand also features in Guru Dutt's 1956 CID, again immortalized by its songs लेके पहला पहला प्यार भर के आंखों में खुमार जादू नगरी से आया है कोई जादूगर. याद है ना आपको? रिमेंबर दैट? या जाता कहाँ है दीवाने सब कुछ यहाँ है सनम. Originally from CID, later Anurag Kashyap also used it in Bombay Velvet. Then कहीं पे निगाहें कहीं पे निशाना and आंखों ही आंखों में इशारा हो गया, right? Devanand isn't a journalist here but an incorruptible CID inspector. Not only is he incorruptible, he is also intrepid, and so intrepid that he is also chasing his own commissioner's daughter. That's a role played by Shakila, who's the leading lady. But the hero may not be the editor, but a fine editor is at the center of the plot. That is a gentleman called Mr. Srivastav, who is an upright editor who runs a local newspaper in Mumbai, which is taking on Mumbai's biggest mafioso, drug smuggler, etc., etc., etc. A really bad guy with lots of bad people employed by him. Now, he tries his best either to lure away this editor by offering him all kinds of allurements, or with threats. But the editor is upright, the editor doesn't listen. He pays for his uprightness with his life because the mafioso gets him assassinated. Now, as a CID inspector, it is Devanand's job to find not just the killer but also the mastermind behind the assassination. That means the boss of this mafia. And there he is also helped along a little bit by Wahida Rahman, who plays the mall of the boss, right? She's not in the leading role, but this is also one of her earliest movies. Now, truth wins in the end, as you would expect, as does journalism of courage, right? If the third example is also a Devanand film, it may also betray my own fandom for him and for Sachin Dev Burman's music. But Raj Khosla's Solva Saal 1958 with shades of Roman holiday has Devanand playing upright and charming reporter Pran Nath. He's singing Hai apna dil to awara na jane kis pe aayega in Hemant Kumar's voice on a train. When he eavesdrop, always a reporter's skill. All reporters know very well how to eavesdrop on other people's conversations. I'm making that confession to you. So he eavesdrop on a conversation between Wahida Rahman, who's eloping with her lover and carrying her family heirloom, which is a very expensive, very valuable pearl necklace. And through that conversation, being a good reporter, Devanand figures out that this so-called lover is not interested in the girl, in Wahida Rahman. He is interested in the necklace. And sure enough, he sort of tracks them and the lover disappears with the necklace. And then, the predictable happens after that. It all works out well in the end. The reporter again gets the girl. Not to limit ourselves to Devanand, we go back to Raj Kapoor Nargis starrer Chori Chori, all-time super hit of 1956. Still hum the songs, I'm sure you do. Ye Raat Bhigi Bhigi, जहाँ मैं जाती हूँ वहीं चले जाते हो, चोरी चोरी मेरे दिल में समाते हो, आजा सनम मधुर चांदनी में हम तुम मिले तो वीराने में भी आ जाएगी बहार, पंछी बनूं उड़ती फिरूं मस्त गगन में, आज मैं आज़ाद हूँ, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह, etc. etc. So that film, Nargis is a runaway daughter and her tycoon father offers a big bounty, a big prize on anybody who finds her and who brings her back to him. Now, Raj Kapoor finds her. But Raj Kapoor isn't after the tycoon's money. Raj Kapoor's after the story. He's a jobless freelance reporter named Sagar who sees in Nargis a great story that he could sell to his editor for a reasonable amount and become famous also. Ultimately, as you can expect, the riches and the girl both happen. Staying in the same decade, we also have Guru Dutt's Mr. and Mrs. 55. You'd connect with it if I reminded you of its biggest hit song, Jaane Kahan Mera Jigar Gaya Ji, Abhi Abhi Yahi Tha Kidhar Gaya Ji. Abhi bhi in weddings, parties, that song is played and all generations jive to it, right? Now, the context was very contemporary then. In fact, in today's language, then it might even be called woke. This was the year when Hindus got the right to divorce. A complicated plot was woven around the rich heiress Madhubala and her guardian aunt Lalita Pawar, Bollywood's favorite fly in the ointment. The rest you ought to watch. Just that Guru Dutt plays a jobless newspaper cartoonist who parasites on his buddy Johnny Walker, who works as a photographer in the same newspaper for which Guru Dutt occasionally draws. So Guru Dutt hangs around in the newsroom hoping to get a caricature published and also waiting for the cartoonist's job to fall vacant. Otherwise, he lives with Johnny Walker, parasiting on him. Again, through a complex set of events, Lalita Pawar identifies this jobless cartoonist Guru Dutt as the man she would pay to marry her niece so the niece could get bequest from her father, and again because she's paid this guy, he will divorce her because now divorce is available, and so she will save the niece at the same time get the money. So she goes to meet Guru Dutt to check him out, and he looks at his pad, which is a bachelor's pad, actually Johnny Walker's pad, where he's parasiting, and she looks at the walls. They are filled with caricatures and the room is quite unkempt and messy, and she says, "You don't have a job, you don't have a roof over your head, huh? You must be quite miserable." And Guru Dutt says, "No, I at least have a place to live. I get 3 meals a day. This city is filled with people who don't have any of this." So she gets a bit horrified and suspicious. So Lalita Pawar asks him, "Tum kya कम्युनिस्ट हो? Are you a communist? So Gurudutt replies, नहीं मैं cartoonist हूँ. No, I'm not a communist, I am a cartoonist. This is my favorite sequence from that entire film. Of course, the story ends as it should with drama. Love triumphs over money, especially as the journalist once again is incorruptible. Frankly, even in the cult classic Jaane Bidu Yaro, film journalists have been mocked at. So Bhakti Barve's character there, who's a film journalist, is actually a blackmailer who's blackmailing people with the help of two photographers. Then things begin to change. In the 60s also, journalists may not be the main protagonists of the films, but they are usually good people that the victim approaches for justice. Then change begins. 70s, 80s, 90s, it's been downhill since then. Now I struggle to spot a film in the last 4 decades where journalists are not mocked, painted as goofs and villains, plain idiots, or abused even with NCBC kind of gali with hardly a pretense of even beeping the cuss words. That's the reality, and I will tell you how. So as I reflected on the change, I also figured my own severe limitations with recent cinema because I haven't watched very much. And to be honest, and I say this with great humility, over the last 30-40 years, I haven't even seen or heard many songs that have the potential to endure in your head or in your mind like an earworm, as the songs of the 50s and the 60s and 70s do. But I have watched some of these recent movies, People Live for example, and PK, both mock television reporters, and unfortunately, as far as this kind of portrayal goes, women reporters, which is very unfortunate because most of our newsrooms now consists of bright, young, idealistic, brilliant women. It's very unfair to them. Now I'll tell you a sidelight also from the film PK. The little puppy that Anushka Sharma's character is displaying on her screen for one of those fake stories to mock TV journalism. It was adopted by Rajkumar Hirani himself and has been his love buddy at home since then. In fact, I have a picture of that. You will see that. To understand this change, I reached out to those with better understanding of contemporary cinema. Notably, my former colleague, friend and cinema specialist, Kaveri Bamzai. When News TV began, in fact, is when Bollywood's romance with journalists briefly returned. Preeti Zinta played a thinly veiled Barkha Dutt in the 2004 film Lakshya, which was Kargil themed. But even before that, negativity has come in. The film 1983, Ramesh Sharma's film New Delhi Times, which was based on Indian Express's Ashwini Sareen being sent by editor Arun Shori to buy a woman Kamla in Madhya Pradesh to show that trafficking in women was going on unchecked in India. That editor in the paper ended up getting exploited by the politicians. In another film later, Mark Zuber plays a very drunk Ashwini Sareen who comes across as a goof, which was a very, very unfair and negative portrayal. But Lakshya showed that some romance was back, but it was lost soon enough because in any case the hawa was set. Because even before that, Shah Rukh Khan had already told us about the many awful things TV anchors would end up doing in Aziz Mirza's Fir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani in 2000, right? And because Aziz Mirza also had a lot of his leftism sort of rub off on the movie, it was also as if all of the media had now been taken over by evil corporates and all of the media now was bad and evil. By People Live in 2010, media with its stupidity and greed for TRP was pure evil. It hasn't recovered since then. By now, you can't imagine a journalist being shown in good light except something like Scam 1992 with investigative journalist Sucheta Dalal's character. But again, remember, that was a story set in 1992, right? Not now, not contemporary. The same superbly talented actor, Shreya Dhanvantri, who plays Sucheta Dalal in that film, now acts as a TV journalist covering the 26/11 terror attacks in Hotstar's Mumbai Diaries and is portrayed as unethical to the core. She is cynically communalizing a situation which absolutely isn't so. Now, did you watch Patal Lok? We did during the lockdown. The editor featured there is so blinded by his own image, power and sex appeal and fame that truth no longer matters. Even his family no longer matters. And now I believe there is the forthcoming Ram Madhvani Netflix production Dhamaka, where the TV anchor again cynically uses a bomb attack to win their way back to prime time. In Chak De again, Shah Rukh Khan's film, media has no scruples or ethics. In Pa, Abhishek Bachchan as a politician father lashes out at the media, or Hirani's Sanju, which ends with the media being the only villain in Sanjay Dutt's life. Of course, the concluding caper sends compliments to journalists Ma and Behan also. Journalism's fall from grace in our popular culture pretty much reflects the abuse and trolling they face on social media, especially the women journalists, which is again very unfortunate. What can we do? Maybe we need to introspect, maybe we need to debate within. For now, I'd return to the film of the 1950s for therapy.